Welcome to the physics solution. In the today that will start from the second year course of a CHSE, that the optics part. Optics part means that the light part or the chapter that is based upon the light. So, first of all that we should have to know what is the meaning of the light. Actually, light is nothing but it is the sensation of a sight or the feelings of a sight or the feelings of a scenery. Suppose for example, आमे गोटे रूम रे किछि पिला बसिछि टोटाली आमे देखुचे जे तर रूम रो लाइट सब ऑफ कर दीचे तले टोटल रूम टा होची डार्क किछि आमे देखि परिबानी कि लाइट जेते बेले से रूम टा को एंटर करि जीवो तरे सब जिनिस कोन कोन से रूम भीतर अछि दैट वी कैन इजीली दैट विल ऑब्जर्व और इजीली दैट वी कैन सी बट हाउ it is due to the light or after light entering to the room then we can clearly observe or that we can clearly see all objects that are inside the room. So second year CHSE रे जो second year course रहिछि से second year course भितरे optics गोटे होछि the interesting part. Many questions that we are getting from the optics part or from the light part or light chapters. जिते भी सब काउंसिल सब एग्जाम ओडिशा काउंसिल एग्जाम जेते हेछि प्रीवियस ईयर रे मेजॉरिटी क्वेश्चंस और मेजॉरिटी न्यूमेरिकल्स all are that are coming from the optics part or all are coming from the light chapter part. So that anyhow very easy chapter, very interesting chapter, that is your optics part, that is second year plus 2 second year course. So in the optics part totally the different chapters or the different discussion in second year, one that is your reflection of light, second one that is your refraction of light, and the third one that is the dispersion of light. Then also as per the syllabus or as per the course of study, that another chapter also that in the optics part in the second year of CHSE syllabus, that is your eye and optical instruments, and also another chapter that is your wave optics or that is the physical optics. So that anyhow initially that we should have to know the meaning of optics. So that optics is nothing that it is one of the part of physics or it is one of the branch of physics which deals with the study of light. Totally that we will take the discussion that based upon the light that in the optics part. So study of light that is called optics. Again optics that is of two types. One that is your geometrical optics, and another that is your wave optics. Geometrical optics and another that is your wave optics. In geometrical optics means that it is your ray optics, and a wave optics means that is your physical optics. So that initially in a geometrical optics part or in the ray optics part, we will take the discussion that about reflection of a light, refraction of a light, and another that is also dispersion of a light. Here in this that is geometrical optics, one is reflection, another that is refraction, and the third one that is your dispersion. And in the reflection of light, since the reflection that can be obtained from a mirror, so that also we will discuss that about the mirrors that in a reflection of light. And we will discuss about the lens that in case of the that is a discussion that is a refraction of light. And in case of a dispersion, we will discuss about the prism. Mirror, lens, prism. We have to take the discussion that in the geometrical optics part or in the ray optics part. And another that is your wave optics part means in this chapter only that will take the discussion how light that will move or that will propagate in a given medium. Means suppose here light that is starting from this point or from a given source of light. And suppose the light that will reach at this point. But the question is that आमे समस्ते जानिबा बोधे गोटे जगह जदि आमे लाइट टे फॉल करू बा लाइट टे नउचे गोटे जगह आ गोटे जगह को बाय द हेल्प ऑफ ए टॉर्च सब पिला कहिबा समस्ते कहिबे कोन जे लाइट दैट इज मूविंग ए स्ट्रेट लाइन पाथ this will the answer from the student side, but actually that while that will go for the discussion that about the propagation of light or about the motion of light, that will tell here the motion of light or the propagation of light that in a given medium is nothing, simply it is a wave motion or it is a disturbance which travels through a medium that is due to the repeated periodic motion of the particles, for which that each particle that handovers is a disturbance to its neighboring particle. So that the motion of light simple that it is a wave motion and it is the transverse wave motion. We have that wave motion that is about two types. One is a transverse, another that is a longitudinal. Motion of light that is called transverse wave motion, and motion of sound that is the longitudinal wave motion. So that anyhow the discussion that will take place that in the chapter that is a wave optics. But initially we will start the discussion that is your geometrical optics or ray optics. But initially that we should have to know a number of fundamental terms based upon the ray optics. So that anyhow you see here that here we will take the discussion that about the different fundamental terms. Means what do you mean by that is your light that already that I told you, light is nothing but it is the sensation of sight, and it is always light is propagating or moving that in a given medium, means that the energy is propagating or energy is moving. Light that is coming from a particular source means that the energy that is coming from the source. It is about your light. And also that we have a number of fundamental terms based upon the light or based upon the optics, that like particularly आमे चिंता करिवा जे गोटे लाइट टा को जगह रु आसुची को बाटो दई जाउची केमिति जाउची, we should have to know जो जगह रु लाइट टा particularly स्टार्ट हो सेटा को हमें कहिबा that it is the source of light. Source of light means that it is a body which emits the light that is in all possible direction. That is your source of light. Again, source of light that is of two types. One is self-luminous, another that is non-luminous. So that number one that is the source of light from which that we are getting the light. Light je douchi sabu all possible direction sera kame source boli kohuche. Now we discuss that the different terms which we use that in the different chapters of the light chapters or different chapters of the optics part. First of all, the first term that I told you, that is your source of light, which is of two types. One is self-luminous, another that is non-luminous. Again, self-luminous means here the example that is your sun. Je nije light douche sera ko ame kohuche that is self-luminous. Kintu jo source of light ta अन्य ठू लाइट पाइकरी लाइट दोची सेटा को हमें कहूचे दैट इज नॉन लुमिनस, एंड नॉन लुमिनस रो एग्जांपल दैट इज योर मून. सन ता हला दैट इज योर सेल्फ लुमिनस एंड मून दैट इज योर नॉन लुमिनस. अगेन सोर्स हमें डिस्कशन करि देले. नंबर 2 हमें कहिबा दैट इज मीडियम. मीडियम 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 मींस इट इज द सब्सटेंस थ्रू व्हिच दैट लाइट दैट विल मूव और दैट विल प्रोपागेट. That is your medium. The substance through which light that will propagate, that is for medium. Again, medium that is of three types. Medium that is of three types. And one that is your transparent medium. Number one that is a transparent medium. Transparent medium means the medium through which that light easily propagate. जो मीडियम देखिए लाइट टा सहजरे पळेबो सेटा हमें कहबा ट्रांसपेरेंट मीडियम. फॉर एग्जांपल दैट इज योर एयर. एयर देखिए लाइट टा इजीली प्रोपागेट कर परिबो सेटा हमें कहि परिबा दैट इज ट्रांसपेरेंट मीडियम. नंबर 2 दैट इज ट्रांसलूसेंट. ट्रांसलूसेंट translucent means it is one of the medium or it is one of the type of the medium through which that light that will partially propagate. जो मीडियम देखिए लाइट टा आंशिक भावे मूव करिवो पार्शियली मूव करिवो से मीडियम टाको आमे कहिबा ट्रांसलूसेंट बोली। फॉर एग्जांपल दैट इज योर वाटर। वाटर देकी लाइट टा इजिली प्रोपागेट करि पारे नाही, पार्शियली प्रोपागेट करे, आंशिक भाबे जाय। तर आमे एठी गोटे पार्टिकुलरली गोटे बल्ब रखिचे, इलेक्ट्रिक बल्ब ते सेटा जळुची, एठी आमे गोटे कपड़ाटे रखि देबा ता फ्रंट रे, तले आरपटी की लाइट टा कोन इजिली जाई परिबो कि? से पार्शियली आरपटी की जाई परिबो, आंशिक भाबे लाइट टा जाई परिबो। तो से कपड़ा को आमे कहि परिबा दैट इट इज द ट्रांसलूसेंट बोली। एंड नंबर 3 दैट इज opaque। opaque opaque means it is one of the type of medium through which that light cannot be propagated। फॉर एग्जांपल दैट इज वॉल। गोटे वॉल रे हम एपोटे गोटे टॉर्च लाइट रखिबा, आरपटी की जा बोली लाइट टा, तले वॉल आरपटी लाइट जाई परिबोनी। तो वॉल ही परिबो, वुड ही परिबो, आयरन ही परिबो, सेरा हम opaque बोली कहि परिबा। दैट एनी हाउ दीज आर द डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ मीडियम। नंबर 1 सोर्स, number 2 that is medium, number 3 that is a ray of light। ray of light, ray of light means that it is a straight line path through which that light propagates। this is the figure for a, or this is the diagram for a ray of light। particularly empty gote me line draw kori that we have to give an arrow head at the end of the line, it will represent to the ray of light। it is the third point। and number 4 that is beam of light। beam of light, beam of light means a number of rays of light together, that is called the beam of light। gochae jodi ray of light misikri jauchoti, that we can tell that it is called the beam of light। a number of rays of light together, that is called beam of light। number 1 source of light, number 2 medium, number 3 that is a ray of light, number 4 that is a beam of light। and while the number of rays of light, or while this beam of light that is very narrow, or a narrow beam of light, that is called pencil। pencil, one is that is your source of light, number 2 medium, number 3 ray of light, number 4 that is beam of light, number 5 here this is pencil means number 5 that is pencil। and number 6, while the number of rays of light that they will meet together coming from different direction। यदि गोछाए रे आसिकरी गोटिए पॉइंट रे मिलित हेले, गोटिए पॉइंट रे मिसी गले, तले सेही मिसी जीवाटा को आमे कहिबा दैट इट इज कॉल्ड कन्वर्जेंट। कन्वर्जेंट, it is a number 6। number 7 another term that is your divergent। divergent means divergent means that while a number of rays that they will separate each other, or they will go away to each other, that is called divergent। so that anyhow these are the different fundamental terms that are related to the optics part or related to the light। anyhow that starting from the geometrical optics or ray optics, initially that we have to take the discussion that is your reflection of light। the first discussion or the first part from the ray optics, that is a reflection of light। that anyhow these are the different fundamental terms। and first of all that we should have to know the meaning of reflection and the reflection of light। you see here reflection of light, then reflection through the plane mirror, then the reflection through the spherical mirror, that we will discuss one by one। clear now? reflection of light, first of all that we should have to know the meaning of reflection। reflection टाको हमें ओडिया रे कहिबा प्रतिफलन। गोटे बॉडी टे गोटे जगह रे जाई, गोटे जगह रे बाड़ी हेई कि पुणी जदी रिटर्न करी आसीला, जो मीडियम रो आसीथिबो बॉडीटा जदी सेही मीडियम को रिटर्न करी गला, तले सेटा को हमें कहिबा रिफ्लेक्शन हला बोली से बॉडीटा। सपोज दैट ए पेन टा मु नेछि, हाथ रे दाटे गोटे पेन टे नेछि, ए पेन टा को मु थ्रो करूछि से बोर्ड आड़, तले से बोर्ड रो टोटल फॉर्म टा होछि कंप्लीटली एयर मीडियम। मु एयर रो नउछि पेन टा जाई कि स्ट्राइक कला मन कर गोटे बोर्ड रे, से बोर्ड रे बाड़ी हे कि बा एटे स्ट्राइक करी कि पुनी पेन टा रिटर्न करी आसीला से एयर को, पेन टा गला एयर रो बाड़ी हे कि पुनी रिटर्न करी आसीला एयर को, तले मेटा कहिबा दाटे ए पेन टा रिफ्लेक्शन हला आ या नाटा हबो रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ पेन। Like for another example, I have taken that this is duster, wooden duster. ମୁଁ ଡଷ୍ଟରଟାକୁ ଏୟାରରୁ ନେଲି, ଏଠି ଷ୍ଟ୍ରାଇକ୍ କରେଇଲି, ପୁଣି ରିଟର୍ନ କରି ଆସିଲି, বা ଡଷ୍ଟରଟାକୁ ଆକୁ ରିଟର୍ନ କରି ନେଇ ଆସିଲି କୁଆଡ଼କୁ ଏୟାରକୁ, ତାହେଲେ ଆମେ କହିପାରିବା ତାହେଲେ ଏଇଟା ହେଉଛି ରିଫ୍ଲେକ୍ସନ ଅଫ ଡଷ୍ଟ। ରାମ ବୋଲି ଗୋଟେ ପିଲାକୁ ଆମେ କଣ କରିବା, ଆମେ ଥ୍ରୋ କରିଦେବା ଇଆଡେ, ରାମ ଯିବ ଏୟାର ମିଡିୟମରୁ, ରାମ ଯାଇକିରି ଏଠି ବାଡେଇ ହବ, ଏଗେନ୍ ରାମ ପୁଣି ଏୟାରକୁ ରିଟର୍ନ କରି ଯିବ, ତାହେଲେ ଆମେ ଏଟା କହିବା ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ ଦ ରିଫ୍ଲେକ୍ସନ ଅଫ ରାମ। ସେମିତି ଗୋପାଳକୁ ଆମେ ଥ୍ରୋ କରିବା, ଗୋପାଳ ଯାଇକି ଏଠି ବାଡେଇ ହବ, ବାଡେଇକି ପୁଣି ଗୋପାଳ ରିଟର୍ନ କରି ଯିବ ଏୟାରକୁ, ତାହେଲେ ତାକୁ ଆମେ କହିବା ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ ଦ ରିଫ୍ଲେକ୍ସନ ଅଫ ଗୋପାଳ। ସିମିଲାରଲି ଆମେ ଜାଣିପାରିବା that about the reflection of light। ଗୋଟେ ଟର୍ଚ ଲାଇଟ୍ ଆମେ ନେଇଛେ, ସୁଇଚ ଅନ୍ କରିଦେଲେ, ଟର୍ଚ ଲାଇଟ୍ ର ବଲ୍ ପାଖରୁ ଲାଇଟ୍ ମୁଭ୍ କଲା, କୋଉ ମିଡିୟମରେ ଗଲା, ଏୟାରରେ ଗଲା, ଯାଇକିରି ଏଠି ବାଡେଇ ହେଲା ଲାଇଟଟା, ବାଡେଇ ହେଇକିରି ପୁଣି ଏୟାରକୁ ରିଟର୍ନ କରିଗଲା। ତାହେଲେ ଯଦି ଏୟାରରୁ ଗଲା ଲାଇଟଟା ପୁଣି ଏୟାରକୁ ରିଟର୍ନ କରିଗଲା ଆଫ୍ଟର ଷ୍ଟ୍ରାଇକିଂ ଟୁ ଦିସ୍ ସରଫେସ୍, ତାହେଲେ ଏଟାକୁ ଆମେ କହିବା that ଏଟା ହେଉଛି ରିଫ୍ଲେକ୍ସନ ଅଫ ଲାଇଟ୍। So that we can define to the reflection of light means, see, while a ray of light that returns back, or while a ray of light that sends back to the same medium, that is called the reflection of light. It is one of the phenomenon, or it is one of the phenomenon of light. While a ray of light that returns back, or while a ray of light that sends back to the same medium, that phenomenon that is called the reflection of light. Again, so that we discussed that about the reflection of light, first point. Then second point, types of reflection of light. The reflection of light, that is for two types. One that is your regular reflection, another that is irregular reflection. One that is a regular reflection, another that is the irregular reflection. Regular reflection means, see, the reflection taking place from the surface of a plane mirror. Suppose that we have taken a plane mirror. You see here, we have taken a glass plate, laid the lower surface, that is the color polishing surface. Now, after polishing with a color to the lower surface of a glass plate, it becomes a mirror. And if the reflecting surface or the upper surface of this mirror is plane, then it is called a plane mirror. Anyhow, we have taken a plane mirror. Where that we are going to take the discussion that is a regular reflection. In case of the regular reflection, you see here, we have taken a plane mirror. Suppose a number of rays of light that they are coming towards the plane mirror. We have given the arrow here. Three rays of light that they are approaching or they are coming towards the plane mirror. After striking to the surface of the given plane mirror, now these three rays of light, again that they will return to the same medium. You see here, this ray is moving towards this ray is moving towards this, and also this ray that is moving towards this. And here, these rays which are coming towards the plane mirror, that they are called the incident rays. But the rays of light that which are going away from the surface of the given plane mirror, that they are the reflected rays. And it is found that all the reflected rays having a fixed direction. And if the reflection that will obtain like in this manner, then the reflection that is called the regular reflection. In case of the regular reflection, the reflecting surface is smooth. So that the reflection taking place from the surface of a plane mirror, that is a regular reflection. You come to that is a irregular reflection. Suppose you see here that the surface is not smooth like this, like the surface of a wall. It appears like a smooth surface, but from the point of a microscopic view, the surface of the wall that is not smooth, that is full of humps, full of irregular shape. Suppose light, a number of rays of light, they are coming towards the surface of the wall. they are coming toward the surface of the wall. And now, after striking to the surface of the wall, this ray let moving towards this, and this ray is moving towards this, and this ray is moving towards this. It is found that these three reflected rays having no fixed direction, having no fixed direction. But here, in case of a regular reflection, the reflected rays having fixed direction. In case of a irregular reflection, the reflected rays having no fixed direction. Why? Because the surface of the reflecting surface here, where the reflection is taking place, that is not smooth. That is full of irregular shape. So that anyhow, this is your regular reflection, this is your irregular reflection. And we are completed that about the discussion, that is the meaning of a reflection of light and the types of a reflection. Now that we will go to take the discussion, that is your how reflection that can be obtained through a plane mirror. We will take the discussion how reflection that taking place from the surface of a plane mirror. Suppose we have taken a plane mirror. This is a glass plate. The lower surface, that is the color polishing surface. Now the upper surface, that will be the reflecting surface. At this side, the reflection that can be obtained is the color polishing surface, the upper surface, that is the reflecting surface. And now it is a plane mirror. Suppose here that we have taken an object or which represents to the source of light. এইটা হচ্ছে সোর্স অফ লাইট, এইটু লাইট আসিব মিরর আড়କୁ। এই মিরর ফ্রন্টটা টোটাল হচ্ছে গোটে মিডিয়ম, পার্টিকুলার এই টোটালটা হচ্ছে গোটে মিডিয়ম। এইটা হচ্ছে গোটে অবজেক্ট বা এটা গোটে সোর্স অফ লাইট। এইটি সোর্স অফ লাইট গলা আমি গোটে নিডল নেই পারিবা, গোটে ক্যান্ডেলଟେ লগাইকি রখি পারিবা। তাহলে কোন হবো, এইটা if it is the source of light or if it is the object, now let a ray of light that is coming or that is approaching toward the plane mirror. We have that is given the arrowhead here, means a ray of light is coming toward the plane mirror. And after striking at this point P, again this ray of light that will return back to the same medium. Now जो रेटा मिरर आड़कू आसिला से रेटा को आमे कहिबा इंसिडेंट रे, OP, it represents to the incident ray, it is incident ray, OP is the incident ray. जो रेटा इट बाडी हे कि रिटर्न करी गला से रेटा को आमे कहिबा दैट इट इज द रिफ्लेक्टेड रे, इट इज रिफ्लेक्टेड रे। जो पॉइंट रे आसी कि रे ऑफ लाइट स्ट्राइक कला से पॉइंट आप कहबा दैट इट इज द पॉइंट ऑफ इंसिडेंस, पॉइंट ऑफ इंसिडेंस। इट इज ऑब्जेक्ट, इट इज इंसिडेंट रे, इट इज रिफ्लेक्टेड रे, इट इज द पॉइंट ऑफ इंसिडेंस एंड XY, it is represent to the reflecting surface, it is a reflecting surface or it is a plane or reflecting plane. Object incident ray, point of incidence, it is a plane of incidence, it is a reflected ray. And suppose ray of light that is coming from the object O taking reflection at the point P of the given plane mirror, if the reflected ray that is meeting at the point I, then I that represents the image. I represents the image. By you see here, by extending to this line, here you see. এইটি আমি অবজেক্টটা রখিছে, एक्चुअली গোটে ক্যান্ডেল লগেইছে বা গোটে আমি নিডল রখিছে। এইটি থাইকি আমি দেখি পারিবা এইটা যেমিতি এইটি ଅଛି বলি, like that is your behind the plane mirror, appears like the object is placed here. এইটি তুমি মার্ক করিও, সেটা হেকি দিবা দেখিব, যদি আকি লগেইকি তাহলে দেখিব যে এই জায়গায় ଅଛି জনা পড়ে। তাহলে এনি হাও রেটা আসিলা, রেটা রিটার্ন করি গলা, এটা হচ্ছে অবজেক্ট, এটা হচ্ছে ইমেজ। যদি সে ইমেজটাকে আমি গোটে স্ক্রিন উপরে প্রিন্টিং ভଳି পাই পারিবা, তাহলে সেই ইমেজটাকে আমি কহি পারিবা দ্যাট ইট ইজ দ রিয়েল ইমেজ। Image actually that is of two types. One is a real image, another that is a virtual image. If image is obtained or image is caught by a screen, then that image is a real image. But if any image that appears to produce at a given point, that is a virtual image. Like for example, आम गोटे ड्रेसिंग टेबल सामने छिड़ा होता आम हेले से ड्रेसिंग टेबल जो मिरर था आम हेले ऑब्जेक्ट आम देखा ठीक आम भाया जड़े से प्लेन मिरर बैक साइड रे जड़े अच्छी बोले आमको जना पड़ो देखिए ताले आम जोटा देखा से आमर इमेज कि जदि जन को कहवा यू गो टू द बैक साइड ऑफ द मिरर इन द ड्रेसिंग टेबल ताले कहीं भी आमको पाइबे ना से मिरर पछपटे तेणु सेठी जो इमेज टा प्रोड्यूस हैला दैट इज वर्चुअल दैट appears to produce that is behind the plane mirror so that anyhow you remember the image formed by a plane mirror is virtual and erect and I told you image that is about two types one is a real image another that is a virtual image एदे आई टा बुझौची इमेज को ओ बुझौची ऑब्जेक्ट को ताले रेटा आसीची रेटा पुनी रिटर्न करी जाईची एटा इंसिडेंट रे पॉइंट ऑफ इंसिडेंट एटा दिस इज योर रिफ्लेक्टेड ताले आसीला रेटा रिटर्न करी गला केते एंगल करी करी जाईची मींस फर्स्ट वी हैव टू ड्रॉ ए परपेंडिकुलर लाइन एट द पॉइंट ऑफ इंसिडेंट दिस इज ए परपेंडिकुलर लाइन दैट वी हैव ड्रॉ इट इज मींस इट रिप्रेजेंट्स द नॉर्मल इंसिडेंट रे रिफ्लेक्टेड रे इट इज नॉर्मल नाउ रेट जो इंसिडेंट रेट आसी से नॉर्मल से तो केते एंगल करी आसी मींस इट रिप्रेजेंट्स द एंगल ऑफ इंसिडेंस आई पुनी रेट जो रिटर्न करी जाई टू द सेम मीडियम से नॉर्मल से तो केते एंगल करी जाई मींस इट रिप्रेजेंटिंग टू द एंगल ऑफ रिफ्लेक्शन आर these two angles are equal angle of incidence that is equal to angle of reflection angle I equal to angle R. These two angles are equal. If it will be 30 degree, then also it will be 30 degree. If it will be 60 degree, then also it will be 60 degree. से नॉर्मल से तो जेतिक एंगल करी रेट आसी थिबो नॉर्मल से तो सेतिक एंगल करी रेट अपन रिटर्न करी दिबो टू द सेम मीडियम. So that totally this much that how reflection is taking place through a plane mirror. Reflection of a light is taking place through a plane mirror. This much today. Thank you.